and to remind you again of what those Welcome to the show. I'm the Star Wars Daddy. I'm bringing you Sunday's episode, which is going to be a classic. You're going to be favoriting this video. You're going to love it. You're going to come back to it. You're going to laugh. You're going to have a great time. And what is it? Well, I'm going through all of these Star Wars eBay listings I could find that are wacky, that are crazy. We've got just crazy posts. That could be anything, but that's a category. We've got high-priced items that are absolutely insane. Like, people think they've won the lottery when they found a couple Star Wars items. Even junkers are going for extreme prices. That's a category. And then we got the category of feet. Feet are happening in this video. You're not going to believe how many feet I was able to find scrolling through eBay listings that have Star Wars items right next to these feet. It is going to blow your mind. If you want to see more content like this, if you love the Star Wars Daddy, please first leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite listing was, which one you thought was the best. I would appreciate that. I respond to all comments. And then next, you can hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell notification, be notified of all of the upcoming content I will tell you about at the outro of this video. Right now, we've got two promo codes, you guys. They're the same promo code, Daddy10 at checkout, with TheorySabers.com and CollectorArchives.com, which is CAS. You want to send your items off to be graded. You want to get the lightsabers. We've got both of those for you. There'll be commercials, just give you some more information and kind of pump you up for how cool these different items are. And again, to remind you of what those promo codes are. If you want to find me on all of my socials, everywhere that you need to find me is down below. Description of this video. Click more once, click more twice. It's going to bring up a whole bunch of information, but there's one hyperlink that will go across the screen. Click the hyperlink. You're going to find my Twitch because I'm gaming every single night with my buddy Slapdown Collectibles. You're going to find my Instagram, my TikTok, my email address if you need to contact me for any kind of promotions or if you just have any questions. And then we also have my eBay link. I sell vintage Kenner Star Wars action figures, playsets, vehicles, creatures, everything you need to fill holes in your collection. I'm selling in 7-day auctions on eBay. And then we're recapping all those in videos here on the show where I give shout outs to every single person that purchased from me. We have accolades, giveaways, all kinds of stuff happen on those episodes. You can't miss them, but that's down below, the eBay link. And then membership link. We have memberships here. We're at 50 members roughly, and we have all kinds of crazy stuff that we're doing here. I'm giving away so much free stuff. People are asking me, Star Wars Daddy, how are you making any money on memberships if you're giving away all of these Star Wars items? We're doing it. There'll be a commercial that plays later on in this video that will tell you about all the different perks that you get when you sign up for memberships, and we would love to have you be a part of that nice little community. All right, guys, that's it. Short and sweet. Let's get into these crazy eBay listings, and make sure to stick around until the end to hear about all the upcoming content. In a galaxy where legends were born, the most iconic brand collaboration shaped pop culture for generations. But for over a decade, there's been silence. Until now. Introducing the Ultimate Alliance, Star Wars Daddy, and Collector Archive services. Use code DADDY10 and get 10% off your next CAS submission. Why choose CAS for grading? Because they grade more collectibles than anyone else, with blazing fast 90-day turnaround times, the best customer service, best pricing in the industry. Preserve your legacy, protect your collection. Star Wars Daddy and CAS, the collab we've been waiting for. All right, here we are, the first one. This is a classic. I used this in one of my newscasts when I was doing the Star Wars news with the Star Wars Daddy. And this one is a special one. So this category, obviously, that we're in is kind of like the what the heck are we even thinking with these posts? So here's one of the pictures of what looks to be a decent little Star Wars collection, except for the cat that is licking itself right next to all of this. That is a cat licking itself. How in the world could they possibly take this photo and be like, yeah, let's keep this one in the listing. This will help it sell. This next one I like to call the camouflage. I've seen lots of posts like this where the background, it just camouflages whatever they're trying to take pictures of into the photos. Now, obviously, we could zoom in and probably see these things, but when you look at these, kind of the background, you're kind of backed out of it. It's kind of hard to make out how many figures there are. They kind of blend right in. This is the worst photo you could possibly take, is of a like camouflaged background to hide the things that you're trying to sell. It is the worst. Okay, now this one is going to get a little spicy. Parental advisory on this one. It's happening. This is 3 Boys Fund on eBay. Okay, looks to be normal. We got some Star Wars items at the top. Like that collection right there. I bid on that collection a while back when it was up for sale. And then you go down, you see some more Star Wars stuff, and then you get to that third item, and you're like, wait a second, a bunch of DVDs of what is that? Something with the 3-letter word to start that off. It starts with a G, ends with a Y, has an A in the middle. You're like, oh, okay, that's a weird thing to have with someone that sells Star Wars stuff. Then you go down to the next one. It's called House of Tricks, and it's been bleeped out. We go scroll down a little bit further. Yeah, we're going to investigate. So close your eyes if you can't handle this. But then we've got, we're back to Star Wars stuff here. We got a nice Rebel Commando there. And I guess the pop has been removed, but it's all sealed. That's nice. It's a decent price, honestly. Then we go down to an 88, maybe a little overpriced with this one. But he looks pretty decent. And then, oh no, we're bleeping stuff out again. Leather Sessions, 90s DVD. And we got a naked male torso front plaque black by Toscano. Okay, so this person's got a mix of things. They sell Star Wars stuff and the word that starts with a G, 3 letters stuff. I'm not sure if I can say that or not. I don't know what the rules are. I'm just not going to say it. We'll keep it safe. We'll keep it PG, but it rhymes with hey and Ray, but starts with G. All right, a lot of that stuff is also mixed in with Star Wars stuff. I found it to be the weirdest combination of things for sale. It was one or the other. It was only Ray that starts with a G or Star Wars stuff. That was it. All right, I love this one. This one is a classic. Let's make the scene as great as we can. Now, this is like the opposite of camouflage. The camouflage are trying to hide their items that are for sale. This one's like, we're putting you in the movie right now. This is movie quality. Out in a snowstorm, we're going to put Hoth-related figures and vehicles, and we're going to put them in the snow. They're actually sitting in the snow with snow on top of them, being ruined. But we're going to put that right here on a post. And it was only, I think it first came live at $7.89. I don't remember what it sold for. But I thought that was pretty clever and worth being in this video. Okay, this one's a little silly. You have to use your imagination with this one. But here's the first picture. Okay, here's the first picture. $9.99 for a modern, it says Kenner, but it's Hasbro, right? Hasbro 12-inch line figure here. And the first photo, the guy was like, I don't know if this one's going to actually take, right? We better put a second picture in here to really give it, and amplify this photo. That's what we want to do. And here it is. It's the ta-da! His hand. I don't know why this made me laugh. He's just like, ta-da! Here it is from behind. It's the behind photo. And it's the ta-da photo with his hand going, ta-da! I don't know. This one makes me laugh. It's the front. We need to add something to it. Turn him around and ta-da! Oh, that one's classic. I love that one. Jeez, it gets better. Now, we can obviously see there's a problem with this Tusken Raider. And man, if he had his head, it's the dark paint version. The silver paint on his face looks beautiful. Like this would have been a really nice figure. And but we've labeled this. We want to be clear. This one has a defect. It came from the factory with a defect, guys. His head's been chopped off. I mean, come on. And this guy's his name is Figure Pro. He's supposed to be a pro, but it's like he doesn't know that we're going to realize that someone chopped this guy's head off. This didn't come from the factory with his head chopped off. Somebody did this, but he wants you to know that, hey, it's all legit. It just has a defect. All right, this one is a Red Bar R5D4. What? Is it? We're going to zoom in. Maybe. It says please read. Now, I did read all the information. I'm not going to bore you with that. But it did say that this was a Red Bar R5D4. But when I zoom in, I can't tell that. It looks like it's just been washed. And who knows if it's a Red Bar R5D4. The coloring on the sticker, when it was washed, could have faded onto other parts of the sticker. Just kind of like bled. It bled into the rest of the sticker. So there's no way to know this is a Red Bar R5D4. Now, the good news on this post is that it started at $12.99. All right, I'm fine with that, no problem. But I would put it like an asterisk or something next to it, saying possibly this is a Red Bar R5D4.
Seemingly, to the untrained eye, I can fully understand how you got that impression.
But then if you purchase it and you sit there and you stare at it, you're never going to know that it was an the Red Bar R5D4. You're not going to know that. So I don't know. This is going back to the creative world. We're back to being creative here. And we want to remove the background, right? We removed the background. We went above and beyond that. We gave it a new background where it's flying through the air, through the sky. It is Yoda manning the ship of the X-Wing. Probably the one he pulled out of the swamp of Dagobah with the Force, and then everybody there supporting him behind, all flying behind him. Over this mountainous scene, all the trees, some snow, and look at this, background enhanced with eBay AI. I'm going to have to say, maybe with these types of posts, we don't use the AI. Maybe we just use a normal background, a solid background, and make good photos, and we post them on eBay. I don't know if this one sold. I have no idea. I didn't go back and check. It would have been too long ago. I think this was from quite a while ago, like beginning of summer. I took a screenshot of this. Okay, so this one, it looks like there's this. So the title says Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. That's all it says. From Gungrel 12677 with not very good feedback rating, 95%. It should be close to 100 every single time. 95% means you haven't either done enough transactions, you got one of them bad. It's usually what that means. Or you had done a lot of transactions and had a lot of them bad. But all it says is Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I have no idea what I'm purchasing. Look at all these games. There's all these games with the guy's knees sticking out. Maybe there's an Empire Strikes Back game in there. I'm not sure. But then we look at the second photo, and the second photo is the back of a card back of probably what he was selling. So the first photo is an accidental photo where it should have been the front of the card. So we can see what figure this was, probably from the Empire Strikes Back. And what we get is the very back of the card with no information that I can see of who this figure is. And then the other picture is of a whole bunch of games that are on CD games. Fail. Hey, it's me, Carl, a rebel soldier. And I'm back on Hoth again, searching for all those amazing perks that come with the Star Wars Daddy membership program here on YouTube, which I just signed up for. At least it's safe here now that the Empire has been destroyed. Wait, what's that? Ah! Oh no, the Wampa got me? The only way for me to get out of this situation is by using the Force. The Force that comes from the Star Wars Daddy membership perks, like member-only monthly giveaways. Free action figures and Star Wars Daddy stickers on your next eBay purchase. Free eBay shipping on all action figures and accessories in the middle and top tiers of memberships. And the Star Wars Daddy t-shirt I'm wearing after certain tenure. There are even more perks, but I don't have time to list them all off with this Wampa situation. I've got to use all these membership perks. I'm feeling the force. I'm feeling the force. Memberships. All right, this is another classic that I used in one of my Star Wars News with the Star Wars Daddy episodes. We have the outrageous prices. People get these items. Flea markets, garage sales, who knows? And they think that they have a gold mine sitting in front of them. They've won the lottery, and so they're listing it as such. So here we've got a 4-lot black and blue custom. So these are reproductions. Han Blaster Weapons, 1977, ESB 1980 Vintage Star Wars. And let's make a reasonable price, right? Reproductions. Well, these aren't going to be as expensive as the real ones. Real ones go for what, $18 to $24 for these guys? All right, let's put $21,250 and just see what happens. Now I know who this guy is, Snake River Man. He sells tons of reproductions, tons of them. And I'm going to guess this was a typo. It was probably $21.25. Now, we've seen some things where people have fat-fingered some numbers, right? In some of my past videos, so we know this can happen. I'm guessing that Snake River Man did this and probably corrected at some point, but I never went back to double check. $21,250 for 4 fake reproduction weapons. If that's the case, guys, I'm getting out of the legit Star Wars business and I'm going to reproductions. Okay, here's another one. This is from SV Franco. Super rare, super rare. None of these are rare. None of these are even scarce. They're plentiful. So that's, we got a problem right there with the title. Vintage Star Wars, lot of 10 classic sets. Now listen, I didn't show you all the sets. We've got a Millennium Falcon. It was incomplete play sets, none of them of value. Smallest amount of value, but most of them were absolutely incomplete. It was garbage. It's the stuff that I would get, and I'm going, what am I going to do with this? Some of this stuff might end up at Goodwill or in the garbage because there's no way to sell it because it's not worth the shipping costs. That's what this guy has in this listing, and he wanted $7,699.99 plus the $150 shipping. All right, here's a nice, a little tiny lot of figures. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 18, 24-ish with a couple accessories, 24 figures. And this is maybe worth maybe $100, 110 bucks, somewhere in there. And let's see here. I.1872 is asking for $15,000. 15,000. But I will say that the shipping is very reasonable at only $4.71. That's very nice. Now I'll tell you what, this is from a while ago. There's no way in the world this guy would only charge $4.71 now. It's like $6 plus. So it would probably be $6.50 is probably what he would charge now, which would be reasonable. But man, $15,000 for a bunch of figures that are incomplete, that look pretty rough. All right, here's one. Now this seller had a whole bunch of these. They were listing one figure at a time. This is Spay 52841. Vintage Kenner Star Wars R2-D2 action figure. This is a normal R2-D2, nothing special. It's not a last 17. It's your regular R2-D2. Now, I will admit, it is in very nice condition. It looks to be beautiful. This is maybe a $60 to $80 figure. And we're asking $452.50 with $4.51 shipping. And there were lots of these. Every single figure, it looked like they were in all nice condition, were all about this same price that this person was listing. There was like a Nyan Num. It was like $425, so forth, so on. You guys get it. All right, here's a little nice lot. We got some accessories in there I can see. C-3PO we only have a leg with his net, but we got a couple of complete figures there, except Boba Fett does not have the correct accessory. That R2-D2 looks pretty nice with the sensor scope. And then we've got, obviously, a Darth Vader with the tip. That's nice, too. And I would say well, let's see, what do we got here? It's a 70, 80, 70, 80. Why did I not just put 1977 through 1983? Like, put the full numbers. You had tons of space. Star Wars Vintage Kenner figure set from Force Japan, which might be actually in Japan. I don't know. But we've got $1,211.71 with $40 shipping for probably what's maybe $200? $200 worth of figures. And it's been marked up 6 times what it is worth. You got to love that. All right, back to R5D4s. Now, this is not a red bar. This is a junker. This thing's been destroyed. It has dirt stains all over it. We also have a foot that's down there below. This is like a hybrid of what we're viewing here today. But this sticker is destroyed. It is yellowed. It's browned. It's falling apart. This is maybe a $10 to $15 figure. Maybe. Especially if somebody wants to like rip all this stuff off and customize it, they could probably get it for 10 to 15 bucks. And we're asking, now this isn't crazy, but it's $71.62, $4.33 shipping. This is TA_9693132 with 2 feedback. My guess is this never sold at all. And if it did sell, someone's going to leave some negative feedback. All right, guys, you're looking now at I think this might be the last one of this category. It is a vintage Star Wars action figure carrying case by Bone Coal 45. Now, you're probably thinking, well, it's probably filled with action figures. That's why we got it up to $1,250. No, this is literally the case. And it's got damage all over it. There's wear and tear on this thing. This thing is worth maybe $15. It does not have the inserts. There's no action figures inside. Maybe the person was really meaning to put, I don't know, $12.50 plus some shipping. Let's get shipping in there, or else you're going to lose money because this is going to cost you over $20 to ship. But $1,250. Bone Coal, what? Bonacle 45. That's the name. Bonacle 45. Who knows? This one is horrible. When Darth Maul first lit that double-bladed saber, every Star Wars fan felt it. And with Theory sabers, you don't just watch it, you live it. Every swing hums like the movies. The weight feels real. You can almost smell the smoke from the sparks flying. These sabers are pure immersion for fans who grew up dreaming of that moment. You feel the darkness. Each ignition is raw power in your hands, built strong, balanced, and absolutely terrifying in the best way. From Yoda's flash of green to Vader's fury of red, every Theory saber captures the cinematic magic. These aren't toys, they're masterpieces. They're collector grade, combat ready, and made for the fans who never stop believing they could be a Jedi. So yeah, it's completely fine to be an adult with a lightsaber. Head to TheorySabers.com, use code DADDY10 at checkout, and get 10% off your order because, let's be honest, you can never own enough lightsabers from Theory Sabers. All right, we are now up to the feet. Feet, yes. Feet are everywhere in these photos. Every single one of these is going to have a foot somewhere. And some of them are worse than others. Like this one right here will start you off with kind of a softball one. It's Star Wars Lot Vintage Kenner case full of figures, estate find, 1977 to 1984. Now, I like the title. I think it gets you a lot of good information. It's from Obi-Wan Kenobi, who got this from an estate. And but we look down there in the bottom left. You guys see that? I think we've zoomed in. The bottom left down there. Oh no, it is a sandal and a big faux pas moment. You're not supposed to wear socks with your slides. All right, it's supposed to be barefoot. But I'm glad in this circumstance that this person was wearing socks so we didn't have to see their grimy toenails and hair on their feet and everything else you're about to see. Like this one. Here we go. And we didn't just get one foot. We got both feet. It's a vintage modern Star Wars ship lot of 179 Millennium Falcon Arc 170 Obi Starfire. Worst title ever. It is. There's so much information on there, and it's multiple amounts of information that are actually different from each other. It's by Hannah's Toy Chest. 87.5 positive feedback. That might be the lowest one we see on this. I've never even seen one that low. This person's not doing well, and as we see, it's $199 for. I see a Millennium Falcon, but I believe it's just the Millennium Falcon and the Obi-Wan Starfighter are the two vehicles. So way overpriced, first of all. Free shipping. That's nice. But we take a look at those feet. We've zoomed in. We got 2 feet in here. How do you take photos like this and have your bare feet in the photos? Oh, yuck. And here's another post. I don't have any of the information from it. Just a screenshot. And you're looking around going, well, why do we have, this photo in this category of feet? I don't see wait, what is that? Oh, oh. If you zoom in, we've got a couple toes, bare toes down in the bottom corner. Fun. Now, this person just gave up. Sitting crisscross applesauce, foot right in the photo. They couldn't lean in. They just leaned back and said, here, I'm putting my dirty foot in. And look at the bottom of the foot. Dirty foot on this one. It's a vintage Kenner Star Wars ship lot from Zachary Child? Zachary. I guess that's maybe how you could sound out Zachary. Child _0. And this is $1,000 for a few vehicles. I think it's these 4 vehicles, and there's maybe some on the second page we just don't have in there. Man, it's not worth $1,000 at all. It might be worth a little over $100, maybe $200 for all this stuff. But the big issue is the crisscross applesauce, dirty foot. This is the first thing that you notice when you're zooming in. Then you start seeing the stuffed animals and stuff in the back, and like a big pile of clothes and stuff. I don't know what that is. This is not somebody you want to buy from. All right, we got a vintage 70s and 80s Kenner Star Wars figure lot of 31 Darth Vader case, many weapons. Woo, I like the sound of that. And I can't remember if I bid on this before. I might have bid on this because of the weapons and everything else. And it came with the insert for the Darth Vader case, which I like. But this is from Brian's consignment. And look at the feed. I mean, 8,198 feedback. That doesn't mean that's how they've sold way more than that. That's just how many people left feedback from all the sales they've done. Pretty good, a positive feedback score, 99.7. We got an item that was 55 bids. People are going crazy. But maybe they didn't look in the upper left-hand corner of the 2 feet just randomly in the background. That is not the person taking the photos. That's just somebody standing there while the other person is taking the photos. And we've got somebody's feet right in the background. And I can tell you that there was multiple if you look down, okay, I will zoom in right now. So we are looking now, and you can see this person's feet showed up in multiple photos for this listing. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one's kind of like a double whammy. This is a category that's blending that could have been with the first category of just, wacky listings and the feet category, because we got both of them on here. Let's break this one down. Vintage Kenner Star Wars figures lot. Oh, okay. It's from BRFRA2864 with 100% positive feedback for $300. All right. I skipped through the photos as I was looking to see what this was for. And on the second photo, the person accidentally put another photo that was not supposed to be in this listing of, it appears, a dog and a stuffed animal, maybe a couple dogs. It's hard to tell. And their foot. Their foot in the background, the upper right there, with dogs in the middle of 3 photos. It's the second photo of them trying to sell Star Wars stuff, and they put their foot. It's almost like they knew I was looking for this stuff, and they posted this on purpose. If this is one of you, and you did this on purpose, and I found this, and I'm now making a video, please leave a comment down below and let me know. All right, we got a nice little lot here. I see a bunch of accessories. 77 people had viewed this in the last 24 hours when I first did this screenshot. 21 people are following it. 37 vintage Star Wars figures lot, first 12 plus more. Okay, I mean, not my favorite title, but there's enough information there. You know what you're purchasing. And it's from Buy Gogger. Now, is this the person that had all that GAY stuff before? Buy Gogger. Big Gogger. I don't know. 100% feedback, though. We got $118 is where the bidding, I think, is at this point. I think it was an auction that was happening, and tons of figures. I mean, look at that. We got a beautiful Princess Leia. We got a couple Princess Leias. We got a Boba Fett, Jawa, lots of accessories. I believe I did bid on this way back in the day, but then you look down the bottom left, and there's the guy's feet. And those are guys' feet. I promise those are guys' feet. And look at that second toe. It is like crunched up, like he's gripping that floor while he's taking the photo. Like he's leaning over and he's got a grip down tight. You see that second toe? I'm sure I zoomed in. Man, this one's brutal. All right, we're going to do a little softball one here again. All right, this one isn't that bad. This is almost like a combination of the way overpriced with the feet. We got a lot of 70s, 80s Star Wars action figures. Again, a poor title, needs more information, more data. We should put the word Kenner in there. We should put the word vintage in there. There should be the actual full dates in there, all kinds of stuff to fill out. There's so much more space the person could have used. This is Sutton Family Collectibles, $800 for these figures right here with no accessories. Now, we've got an Anakin Skywalker Last 17 Power of the Force. We've got, that's it, right? There's some modern figures in there. Oh, we got General Lando, right? General Lando's in there. So we got a little bit. We've got $100 worth of figures with those two figures. Then you add the rest of them up. It's probably not even going to get to $200. And then you see the, again, faux pas. We got slides to the left with, I think, yellow socks. Bright neon yellow socks is what it looks like to me, but it could be white. But those are in the background. He could not stop himself from putting socks on with the slides and having them in the photo. All right, this person at least knows about the faux pas of socks. All right, but what do we got? Vintage Kenner Star Wars lot plus Millennium Falcon playset. This is Zan per Turk _0 with 3 feedback is from Canada, a Canuck. And we're taking a look here. Now, I will say that the nails look very groomed. I'm not sure. This has got to be a female. Those are female hands, right? Look at the long nails. Look at the thumb. The thumb's got like a long nail on it too, I think. They look feminine. But now that I'm looking at it more, I don't think that's actually a nail on the thumb. I think that's part of the Millennium Falcon. It's just the pinky has a long nail on it. Now, I know that sometimes some addicts like a long fingernail on their pinky to snort. I think I cleaned that up enough. So that could be what's happening here, but I'm not going to make any accusations. I have no idea. There's a long pinky fingernail. And right underneath that pinky fingernail is the slides with those toes and feet in the picture. Like, why couldn't you just hold the thing up and take a photo this way? Why does it got to be straight down where we can see your foot? Long toes, too. Very long toes. Look how long those toes are. I think this is a guy, but we don't know. All right, this is from the Imperial Commissary, ICC, on Facebook, and this is from a guy I do not like. There was a post about me one time on a Facebook group about the double telescoping Darth Vader that I accidentally sold. It was canceled. I sent out a second chance offer, realized what I had done, that I had a double telescoping Darth Vader. I retracted the second chance offer, and the person that was the recipient of the second chance offer lost his mind and went to a Facebook group to talk smack. And this guy who had been purchasing from me for a couple months, Cad Bane, went on there and absolutely made up a lie to get attention and to be a part of the negative people. Now, there was only probably 10% of the people that got on there that were negative. The rest of the people kind of understood the situation, and they were on my side, or they knew who I was, and they knew this was ridiculous, the accusations that were being made against me. And this guy, Cad Bane, he got blocked by me. He can't purchase from me. He said that he stopped bidding on my items when he saw a Chief Sherpa go for $300 on my eBay site. So I must be shill bidding. We have documentation on every one of my eBay listing videos of every item I sell. And you will never see a Chief Sherpa get over $30 for the most part. Maybe $40 was the max ever sold for a Chief Sherpa. This guy just came in and made up absolute lies to try to get some sort of clout and to get attention and to think he was part of being cool. But he's an idiot. And then he sold me something on Facebook for pretty super cheap and didn't realize that Star Wars Daddy is who I am on Facebook. My real name's on Facebook. So I purchased something from him, got a steal of a deal from him. And then he tried to come back at me saying, oh my gosh, the shipping was more than I expected. And I was like, okay, tough luck. And so I didn't say anything. He sent it to me. Then he asked me to give him a positive feedback, to make a post on this for an item I purchased from him. And I was just like, boop. Anyways, back to this bozo. Here's an item that he's posted. Here's the back of it. And look at his fat, chubby little feet down there. Now, he does not have long toes. He's got like hobbit feet. Those are hobbit feet that he has, and he put those in the post. So this is a double whammy here, me being able to talk some smack and showing his hobbit little stubby feet. All right, here's another one. We got a nice, looks like a nice little collection. We got Ewok Village, lots of the parts. I can see those the little tab pieces are on the spits. Is that what they're called? The struts, spit things. Those things are always broken off. That's nice. We got some speeder bike vehicles. We got some action figures. This is a nice little lot. And now I don't know if it's $250. I did not purchase this. So $250 when I added it up must have been too much money. That's probably a retail cost right there. 1983 Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi indoor lot. Man, we should have added to that description or the title as well. We got C2 Steel here. 92.3 positive feedback. Now that could just be one negative feedback because they haven't sold enough stuff. But geez, that's a pretty big hit there too. And then I think you guys have already seen it. There it is. There's those feet. Look how big his big toe is compared to his other toes. It's like this long and his other toes are like this. They just kind of shrink down to the side. It's just like this giant toe that comes out, the big toe. Very dominating big toe for this guy. All right, guys, here's a nice one. This little carrying case that we've got here. It's actually one of the more expensive ones. It's the Empire Strikes Back one with Yoda on the front. That's nice. Vintage 1980 Kenner Empire Strikes Back vinyl carrying case and 17 Star Wars figures. Now, this is called a collector's case. Is what these are called, not a carrying case, but you are going to carry your figures in them. So I guess carrying case works, but it's a collector's case. Is what it is. And then we've got G Perio with 3 feedbacks. So brand new seller or buyer, and this is, this might be the first thing they're selling. And there's the photos, and then you're kind of like, Star Wars Daddy, why is this one in the feet category? Down there. Now, these ones are more groomed. I'm okay with these ones, but we shouldn't have feet in the photos. But that looks like a female's foot and not wearing socks with a sandal that they're wearing there. And then we got all kinds of weird stuff. We got weights down there and all kinds of junk and garbage. It's just not the best photo. All right, we got a nice little lot here. I just have the photo. I don't know if I got this off Facebook. Probably not off eBay, probably off Facebook. And you've got the Droid Factory there with some nice parts and stuff that are with it. We've got the vehicle maintenance energizer. We've got a broken up land speeder. But we do have the back of a Millennium Falcon missing the stickers. That can be helpful. And then we got that AST-5 mini rig there. It looks to be complete. Maybe the gun's broken on the closest side to us. But then we see what we don't want to see is a giant barefoot in the bottom right. All right, here we go. We've got another Facebook group here, and this one I'm not even a part of. It just popped up as a suggestion saying, hey, do you want to join this one? This is the photo they used to see if I wanted to join. Star Wars Vintages Collection. Star Wars Vintages Collection for blank, blank, blank. Sean Wilson, I don't know who he is, set for sale, make an offer. I don't even know what the price is. We're looking at these figures. A lot of figures. They look to be pretty nice. We got a collector's case there. And then there's the disaster in the bottom left is the foot. Again, I think that he's putting pressure. It looks like it's filled with blood. Like the blood has moved to his foot because he's just gripped on the floor there as he's leaning over to take a photo. Or maybe he's got maybe he's got weird circulation issues because his feet are purple and red. Maybe he's cold. I don't know. It could have been taken in the winter. But there that is. I think that wraps it up with the feet. And finally, we've got the weirdest of all. Please tell me what this looks like to you. We've got either a constipated AT-AT vehicle. We've got a dog taking a dump. I can see that too. It's all dump stuff. It's all poop jokes at this point. We've got something that is inappropriate is happening. This AT-AT is having relations, maybe with somebody that's off screen. We don't see it yet. I don't know. This is the worst. This is the worst. Brian's consignment. Now, wait, did we have Brian's consignment before? Was there another Brian's consignment? Did I get 2 from Brian? I don't know. I don't even know who he is. He's probably a nice guy. I have no idea. But this one, the way that this one was set up for photos is the funniest thing I've ever seen. This is my favorite of them all. And yeah, this one's hurting. It's like a dog. It's a maybe his dog's wiping his butt on the carpet. A dog taking a dump. The AT-AT is constipated, or again doing something inappropriate. We don't know, but there it all is. My favorite one of all of them is the AT-AT Walker Vintage Star Wars ESB Kenner Empire. Nice condition, having fun. All right, we did it. We got through all those crazy listings. Which one was your favorite? Be honest. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. I still love the AT-AT. I don't know what it is about that AT-AT. The way he looks, it just creates some imagination, some thoughts that maybe are okay, maybe aren't okay. I don't know, but it makes you think. And that's what I love about those ones. And then all the feet and then all the overpriced things. Probably some of these are typos. I don't know. And there's just some crazy, people are just trying to get real creative with their posts and do some crazy stuff to try to drive in sales. But I hope you enjoyed this video to see all the crazy stuff that's happening out there. I hope nobody took offense. If some of these items were your listings, don't take offense. Okay, we all make mistakes. We do silly things. I make fun of myself all the time on the show. All right, so I'm just spreading around a little bit of the joy and the fun of what is happening out there on eBay. If you love this video and you already made a comment, I'm sure you did, please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification to hear about all this upcoming content. In the next couple of days, there's going to be an unboxing video, and it is going to be crazy. It's a Star Wars collection. It is every single one of these action figures from a specific line. All right, very expensive. I spent a lot of money on them. We're going to unbox them. You got to see them. Now, members, you have a perk. My guess is you've already seen these items because we had a giant live sale that just happened. What's going to happen tonight, to be honest. So those things might have been claimed, might have been picked up at that point. I don't know, but the unboxing is going to happen either Monday or Tuesday coming up. And then my members have perks. They can go in and claim items and ask for pictures, ask for prices, and we do stuff outside of eBay to save them on sales tax, to save me on eBay fees. So it's a win-win for everybody. That is one of the many perks that comes with memberships. And so that unboxing will happen in the next couple of days, and you've got to see it. I promise you, it is worth the watch. Wednesday is going to be episode 100 celebration time for my weekly Star Wars eBay listing videos, again, where I recap all of the vintage Kenner Star Wars action figures, playsets, vehicles, creatures, accessories, everything you need to fill holes in your collection. I sold in 7-day auctions starting on Sunday, ending on Sunday, over on eBay. Link down below in the description if you need to find me. And we give shout outs to every single person that purchased from me. We have price points, so you know what these things are selling for in case you're in the market for them. We have accolades, giveaways, all kinds of stuff on that episode. It's episode 100. It's happening on Wednesday, and it's going to be absolutely epic. Then towards the end of the week, probably on Friday, I've got another card rip. We got another box of cards. It's a Sapphire edition from 2023, the Return of the Jedi vintage cards they've redone in the Sapphire Topps edition. Very expensive cards. We're looking for hits. We're looking for something expensive and special, and we're going to do that card rip, and that's going to happen at the end of the week. And then next Sunday, a week from now, we're going to try to do, I think, a PSA tutorial. I am going to get onto PSA for the first time. I'm going to set up an account. I'm going to go through and add all the cards that I have sitting over here into my cart, and I'm going to send them off to be graded. I'm going to show you all the cards that I'm sending, why I'm sending them, what I expect to get from them, if I'm keeping them, if I'm selling them, whatever else. It's going to go through the whole thing. So in case you've never sent anything off to be graded that are cards, I'm going to have a little tutorial for you. And again, it's my first time. I've never sent any cards off to be graded, so we're going to learn together. All right, guys, that's it. We've done it all. We've said it all. We've seen it all. I promise you. Go wash your eyes out. Go take a cold shower and sit down in your shower and just let the water pour over you to hide your tears from what we just witnessed on all of these crazy eBay listings. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to start screenshotting stuff as they go, and maybe in 6 months or so, I'm sure we'll have another video's worth, and we'll probably retouch this type of video down the road. But I've said it all and I've done it all. There's nothing left to do but say goodbye. Everybody, what shirt am I wearing? It's that purple one. I wore this so I would show up better in the film when I cut out the background. But there it is. It's that Japanese stormtrooper in purple. Beautiful. Man, look at that shirt. Beautiful shirt. Oh my gosh. Who is your Daddy.